Chris, when you see those 5 trophies all lined up when the team comes out, how do you think your team did against that today?
The 5, yeah, not given. It was a good psychological ploy by the opposition, even though I thought we knew before that they weren't bad. It's a long afternoon, and it's a real difficult one, especially from a coach and a manager's point of view, how to go and approach it. From a playing point of view, you have to have a structure, you have to have an idea. They find a way, whether they go through your Foden pocket, whether they go round your Grealish, Bernardo Silva, or whether they go over your Rodri, Kyle Walker one ball. And they've got it off to a tee. And you have to be together, you have to hang on in there, you have to suffer when you have to suffer. If not, you get done 5, 6 and 7, and there's been plenty of teams that have done that. It's not me being defeatist. You try and pick and choose your moments when you can play, and I think we need to be a little bit better in terms of the ball and in possession. I've got to say there's not been much time for us to work on that. Hopefully now, second part of the season now, and obviously not playing Man City every other week, will allow us to be better with the ball. And then opportunities you have to take, and there was a couple of opportunities just before half time. If we'd have took, then who knows where the game goes. But we didn't, and obviously the result, as I suppose, is expected by a lot of people. But I think my overriding sort of approach to today was one for the players that have not played here is to go and enjoy it and go up against the best players in the world and the best team in the world. There's no downside in terms of having a go at that, and at the end was a reflection of the 6 games that I've been in charge. I think there's been a definite shift in attitude of the players. There's been a definite shift in feel from the supporters to the players, and that connection. And now we need to get better in the second part of the season through work on the training ground, hard work we've talked about afterwards, improvement in terms of personnel available for selection, which I'm sure that will be the case, and hopefully a couple of new faces coming into the group.
Has that been a big thing for you, not just today, but you competed against Liverpool as well, and you've played these top teams. It hasn't been the kind of scoreline that we have seen in other games this year.
Well, we can only affect what we can affect, and I'm a fighter and a competitor. I don't get to where we are in our career without having a scrap and wanting to win. But today we had to be realistic in terms of our approach. But the players have shown enough. We'll get better in the second part of the season. We'll give those supporters that were brilliant today something to shout about. There's going to be some big games in the second part of the season. And we've got to be ready for it. We've got to be ready for the hard work that we're going to be putting in between now and the 21st, and then moving forward. And this team's a competitive team. They've got a competitive manager and a coach that's not going to just accept mediocrity. We want to give it a right go. There's going to be some down times, but hopefully there's going to be some good times as well. And if the players give me everything like they have done, I think that's a good place, a good base to go from.
Is this a big period now? These 3 weeks that you've got to your next league game?
Huge, because we've not, and it's no excuse, but we've just had limited time on the training ground. It's been recovery, it's been travel, and it's been getting ready, and it's been a tough fixture list as well. In there there's Villa away we talked about. I'm disappointed that we've not got 5 more points on the board. I can't get away from that fact. We can't dwell on it, but that's me talking and assessing this period, because I think it's important that we assess the period, not just today's game. But it's been, the likes of Asula today, the likes of Andre Brooks, great experience for them. We'll get some of the senior players back. We'll get Ollie Mack a little bit better than what he has been. More minutes for Rian, more minutes for Reece Norrington-Davis, and more work on the training ground. That's the biggest thing, that we're a coach side. All the teams that we've put together since 2016 and even before at my previous clubs, they're well coached. They're well coached. They know their jobs. They know their roles and responsibilities in and out of possession. And now we need to get better with the ball, because there's more to come from those players in possession. And that'll come from work, intense work on the training pitch, and the players have got to be ready for that, and I'm sure they do. They have got an appetite. They have got an appetite to fight. I've seen over the last 6 games, and now we have to have that appetite to learn and get better on the training pitch.
How different could you look, do you think, in 3 weeks? Is there enough time to look as different as you maybe want to?
Yeah, we can do. We'll get Anel back, we'll get Gusema back as well, and McAtee, 3 huge players for us today that we're missing. Hopefully 2 or 3 bodies coming in at starter level. I think that's important, and I think the conversations with the owner has been that it has to be at starter level, and there'll be a few going out that I don't think that are going to contribute and a surplus to requirements. So that'll happen as well, and hopefully getting a few more minutes into the players that we talked about.
Just because the window opens in a couple of days to finish, Chris, how quickly can you act? And look, there's all sorts of stuff getting reported, all sorts of names being linked. Some of them are real eye-catching names as well. I mean, how realistic is it that this football club could sign players of the kind of calibre that you were suddenly being linked with?
Yeah, hopefully we can, because they'll come and they'll see enough in us, and they've got nothing to lose as well, those players coming in. And if they don't want to be part of this, they don't want to come. It's ability, of course, and experience, of course, and quality, of course. But more importantly, this club's been built on attitude and culture, and that has to come first. And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing an attitude. I'm seeing a culture. I'm seeing a George Baldock that quite easily couldn't or could have pulled out today. I'm seeing a culture from Ollie Mack that quite easily could have said, no, I'm not. It's not right. My groin's not right. I need rest. But it's not. It's a culture and attitude, and people that want to be part of this going forward. I can't guarantee anything. Can't guarantee results. But what we can do, we can guarantee an attitude, and getting back to that culture that has earned us the right to be in this division, and earned us the right to do what we've done over a few years. So get back into that, and the supporter will accept that. They're all we're not, they're all disappointed that we've got beat today. Of course, I'm not expecting that everybody to be jumping through hoops, but I think people will respect that and respect the situation that we're in. Respect some of the things that are not in our favour at the moment, and even the most critical of Sheffield United supporters will see that, and the most positive of them will see a group that's fighting away for the football club and keep that connection and keep going. Then who knows? But game by game, and hopefully for the next Premier League game, we can show what we're about.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers.
Thank you.